What's up, everybody? My name is Wyatt.
My name is Maddie.
And we are starting a podcast about recovery and just normal talking about world things and how recovery affects people and marriages and relationships, and just giving tidbit information and just talking about regular things about jobs and lifestyles and passions and business ideas. And this podcast is an open table, and we are just starting it for New Year, for the 2023 New Year. So this is our podcast called Tattoos and Recovery. And a little bit about us is we've been married for a year and a half. And
Going on a year and a half.
going on a year and a half. And it's been a crazy year and a half.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs.
And yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but we thought we would share it with you. And sometimes Maddie might be on, sometimes it just might be me. I might have other people on and interview other people about just their life and what's going on, and just really about recovery and just giving another Facebook page of something you can look at on Friday night or Saturday if you feel like using or getting high or whatever you need. I'm hoping that this podcast will bring you some joy and some positivity and some information about recovery and how to do it. I'm not perfect. I've been 5 years of clean and staying on track, and I haven't been perfect, and nobody is, and that's why we're doing this, because it's a battle every day, and everybody's involved, and a recovery and addiction affects everybody, and it's a disease that can anybody can get. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, if you're poor, if you're a king, if you're a queen. It don't matter if you own businesses or your dad's a cop or your dad's a governor. It don't matter. Addiction has no boundaries. And we just want to bring light to that situation in the greater Flint area is where we're from.
A little bit about us.
Yeah.
I am a nursing student, soon to be RN
Yeah.
at the end of this year, end of 23.
Yeah.
What about you?
I am a union man. I work for a construction company. I'm a dozer and an excavator operator, local 324.
Woo! Little plug.
Yeah, I should... Local 324, yeah. We, like I said, we want to do this, in between a Thursday and Friday for the weekend. No longer than, 25, 30 minutes long. Depends on who's on, who's talking, what's going on. I'm not really going to put a time cap on it, and, we got to make that every time. We're not, this is not like high tech, nothing like that. All my stuff I just bought on Amazon. I don't have it all really going on. So, but I thought it would be cool, and it's another way for me to put up all of my pictures and my signs and my blankets in my studio, because my wife will not let me have this stuff hanging in the house where other people can see it. So this gives me an opportunity to hang up all of my cool stuff.
You have a man cave now.
I have a man cave / studio. And yeah. And so, Maddie, let's ask one question because we got some time. What is it like being married to a recovered addict?
Oh, man. I mean, you really opened me up to a different world. I grew up kind of in a, I wouldn't say necessarily sheltered environment, but I didn't know much about this environment, like the world you grew up in, because I just wasn't exposed to it, I guess. I was in a sense, but not really. But
you had family and addiction.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It just gave me a different light and
you weren't like
a different mindset on addiction.
Yeah.
I guess I feel I have a different heart towards people in addiction, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful towards that, especially becoming a nurse. So a lot of people look down on people that are going through addiction. And,
yeah.
I have a big heart for people going through it because it is a disease.
Yeah.
So, but I'm proud of you, and I do enjoy being married to you. A lot of it's a roller coaster, that's for sure.
That is nothing short of the truth. I am an up and down 100 miles an hour, left to right. I could be, as my buddy Marky would say, I will wake up and use 100% of my energy for like an hour and then sleep for 4 hours and wake back up. I just
Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, I don't have a good balance of my energy, so it's still wide open and wild.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm not passed out right now.
You just channel it better now.
I think I do. I do channel it better. I don't.
Better avenues. You put it into better avenues, I think.
Yeah, and like this podcast, or I work. I do love my job. I love working. I love operating big, heavy equipment, and just digging in the dirt all day. It's just fun to me. I don't know. It's like playing in the sandbox every day as a kid, and
you also channel your energy more into Jesus and the Lord. So
Jesus has a big part of my life. That's how I got clean and sober, and that's my higher power, as the NA people would say. Yeah, so Maddie, you're 20, we're 23, right?
I'm 23, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say 22 for some reason.
Oh, 24.
Almost 24. I'm 27, so we got a few years apart, but it doesn't stop us. And I had another question for you. I'm just trying to remember it now. When you first met me, what did you think? This is questions with Maddie too. This is what I'm titling this. Intro / questions with Maddie.
He hasn't gone over any of these, so I'm just shooting from the hip.
We have some stuff on a whiteboard right here that I said, yeah, we're just gonna do like real quick, intro. Well, the intro only took 8 minutes, so we need to give the people what they're paying for. You want to introduce our dog now that's in here?
Yeah, come here, Har. Little cameo, real quick.
Little cameo.
Never
mind. So when she comes back in, we'll stop what we're doing and introduce our dog Harley, who is gonna give us both gray hairs at early age of 20s. Yeah. So,
what did I think of you?
What did you think of me? Not when you saw me at the Halloween party. I just told him about that. When I came to your house
before the Halloween
with Jordan, and you were in your basement, and I was talking with your parents. What was your initial reaction? Go.
So this was before the Halloween party,
yes.
Before I really knew anything about him. I thought he was way too much, and I didn't want anything to do with him. I thought he was cute, but didn't want anything to do with him. I told my mom, oh, there's little Harley.
This is little Harley. This is the menace that we have. How old is her?
She's a year and...
Tell the people what you want.
Little snorts.
Little snorts?
She's a year and 2 months, I think.
Yeah. If you guys can't tell, she has a gimp ear. It's cut off here. We got her at half price. And I was... Discount. I said, sold.
Sounds good.
We're all broken. Me and Harley are really broken. That's why I connected with her. Now look at her. She lives a glorious life.
She's spoiled rotten.
Spoiled rotten, aren't you? Trying to eat my finger. Okay, you're done.
Bye. Go down.
Oh, that's gonna hurt when she gets older. Anyways, so when you first met me,
You were a lot, and I told my mom that you were a lot, and I didn't think that it would work.
P.S. Her mom loved me. Didn't even meet me. She just I think someone told her my name and what I did, and she just fell in love with me. I mean, I've never.
My mom knew.
Yeah, mom knew.
Mom knows best.
Dad wasn't so on board.
No,
we're not gonna.
Well, your past was just he was.
It was traumatizing. It was traumatizing for him. He was like, "What? My daughter? No, no." But I grew on him, and some may even say I've got Steve out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, but when I first saw Maddie, we were at a church function. It's called the Young Adults, and mind you this, I'm a month out of rehab. So when I was in rehab, I got saved. I did a 1-year in-house recovery program with a place called Life Challenge. Great place. They're all over the country and the world.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. If you want any information about it, or your son, daughter, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, extended cousins, close cousins, whoever, if they're struggling, this will be up on Facebook, and you can message me on Facebook or Maddie Thomas, and we will get you figured out and get you help that you need, and we will try to take care of you guys. But anyways, I graduated from that place, and I'll have a different series on Life Challenge, but that's just, I'm throwing them out there right now. I graduate 1 month later. Great people kind of took me in and started to just show me the Christian way and the way to walk of Jesus. And because I was a beginning believer, I was fresh. I didn't know anything, so they had taught me. And I get out of the car, and I spun around to the back of the car, and I see Maddie. At the time, she was walking towards us. And I literally thought it was my friend Jordan's sister or girlfriend, because they both had blonde hair. And I was like,
and we're sisters.
And your guys are sisters, right?
Yeah.
So Jordan is dating her younger sister, and even at the time she was. So I spun and saw her, and it was just like an angel had come down and casted a light down on her, and in Ned's Declassified. You ever seen that TV show?
Yeah.
Where Ned finally falls in love with the girl, and he was like, "Show me the sign," and angel come down. I was like, "Ah," and lit up around. That was what I saw with you. But Maddie did not look approachable at that time. She had a snarl on her face that would
get the memo.
That would make a grizzly bear crawl back in its hole. And I remember you had a white top on and athletic pants and slides and black Nike check marks socks, and you had a pink lantern, and you were spinning it around, just not even caring about the world, and you were so mad. And check this out. So we were late to Young Adults. Shocker. We walk in. There's 40 people around this pool. And then Maddie sits next to me. She says that I sat next to her, but it was the only chair open, and so I had to sit next to her. But my story is there was tons of chairs open, and 30 of them,
right.
And she sat right next to me. So you can take her story or mine, but mine's pretty cool. Anyways, I don't even speak to her there. I think she handed me something. You handed me something.
What?
I don't. It was a sign-in sheet or something.
Probably.
And I was just like,
whatever you want.
Whatever you want. And she didn't even recognize me. She's like, yeah. And I was, I'm 6'3", 6'4", and didn't even know I was standing there.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward to, I think we even went. That's the time I came over to your house to meet your mom and dad, and then
a couple days later,
you were down in the basement, still just meaner than two hornets trapped in a Coke can on a hot day. And we ended up going to McDonald's. There was no, it was just nothing clicking. And then that's when Jordan was like, hey, man, if it'll happen, it'll happen. Just let it happen. I was like, all right, cool. 3 months later, cowboy hat suit, beelined, fell in love with me. Mm-hmm. And
I did.
Yeah. And so I say all that to say, recovery doesn't just have a stigma of, you're nobody, you're a loser, you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? There has to be some sort of positivity that comes out of it. And, you got to, first of all, you got to want it yourself. You got to want to be clean. You got to want to be helped. And you can't do it on your own. Whether it's Jesus, whether it's a counselor or a judge or a police officer or an aunt and uncle, you got to find help with somebody. You got to find somebody to grasp onto who is sober or been down that road and knows what to do and knows the next step for you. Because in recovery and addiction, we don't know what to do. We're so lost. Our brain is so scrambled. We don't know our next step. And so you got to grasp onto somebody. You got to hold somebody's hand for a while, and you got to just let them take you and trust them. And I know it's hard saying, but I say this in kind of our story. I didn't really tell my testimony yet, but we will. But I just say this to say that it does not matter where you came from, does not matter what happened. You could always make the better of a situation. And that's what I did. I prayed for many, many nights in Life Challenge at my bed for a beautiful wife, a family, everything. And it's come true. And I thank Jesus for that. And I thank God. God is first. We try to make God first in our marriage, and then we make ourselves second, and then family, and then the rest just falls into place. But that is the purpose for this podcast, to wrap this all up and to end it, is just telling stories that are positive or day-to-day things, and then bringing it into a message, and then just people, if you guys want to, ask a question about recovery, or you got, something to tell me of, hey, this is a really good idea, you should say this, or you want me to broadcast something for you, within reason, we'll do that on here. I have a laptop here. We can read everybody's comments and stuff like that. Once this thing gets built up and going, and we'll answer questions and stuff like that, and try maybe even do phone calls or something. I'd like to take this on the road and maybe go to certain places, maybe certain people's houses that can't come here. Just a lot of things we could do with this. But that is going to be it for our intro. It was a little bit about us. Is there anything you want to tell them?
No, that was it.
That was it?
Hit it right on the head.
I just do all the talking, and you just sit there and be pretty?
That's pretty much how we are. You do all the talking.
I know. I can talk myself out of a prison sentence.
Yeah.
And Maddie just be my sidekick, hoping we get out of it.
Just waving.
Yeah. So, anyways, that is us. That is Maddie and Wyatt and Harley. And this is Tattoos in Recovery, and we thank you guys, and we'll
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and Happy New Year. New Year is coming up in a couple of hours. That's why I wanted to do this now, so we can have a fresh start for the new year. And one of our resolutions is just being better to ourselves and working out and eating better and treating our bodies good, and not taking for granted what God gave us as healthy bodies and healthy minds. And so we encourage you guys, keep us accountable, and we thank you and we love you, and we'll see you next week.
Next year. Signing off.
See ya.